It's safe to say that Megabonk has become the new flavor of the week, and unlike the regular cast of characters that have cycled in as flavors of the week over the past year or so, they're traditionally out of the friend slop genre. Megabonk absolutely deserves all of the praise that it's getting, and it deserves all of the flowers. So today, I just want to take some time and explain to you why I believe that this game is goddamn near perfect. Honestly, it might be perfect. But we're going to talk about that and more today. Thanks for joining me. Let's get right into it. So before we go into the traditional talking points that I want to hit on in this video, I want to quickly make sure I mention, because this kind of overarches the entirety of the conversation that we're going to be having today, and that is the fact that this game was created by one developer, Vendinad. I believe I'm butchering the fuck out of that, but either way, made by one guy. He actually has a game dev vlog up on YouTube. You can check it out. I'll leave the link down below for you, but made by one guy, and these are my absolute favorite storylines in game development. One guy releases a game and just spreads his cheeks open and takes a big fat shit all over the AAA industry, and I fucking love it. So shout out to you, man. This game is fucking awesome. Brilliant job, and you're never gonna see this video, but if you do somehow, you're the fucking man. I love it. So if you've been living under a boulder for the last couple weeks and you have no idea what Megabonk is, allow me to explain. Megabonk is essentially a wave-based survival game in which hordes of enemies come towards your character, which you end up killing. Once you kill them, they drop an experience orb. You use the experience to level up to gain new weapons and abilities for your character, and the goal is essentially just to live as long as possible. That is the game at its absolute basics. But I like to call these games bullet heavens. That's the genre term that I like to use. A lot of people will use the phrase survivor-like. I don't necessarily like that, even though it does pay homage to Vampire Survivors, which really kicked this genre off, I would say. But I prefer bullet heaven, and this game fits into that category, so that's what I'm going to call it. And you will see a lot of comparisons between Megabonk and Vampire Survivors, especially aesthetically. The enemies drop experience gems just like they do in Vampire Survivors, and of course the chest mechanic is very similar to what you would get out of Vampire Survivors as well. However, what I do not think this game gets compared to enough, which kind of blows my mind, is Risk of Rain 2. This game is literally a perfect cross between Vampire Survivors and Risk of Rain 2. The gameplay, Risk of Rain 2 all the way. The shrines that you go up to gain passive buffs that save throughout your entire run but are permanent, right out of Risk of Rain 2. The boss curses that are on the Megabonk map are straight out of Risk of Rain 2 as well. They're called mountain shrines in Risk of Rain 2. In both of these games, both Vampire Survivors and Risk of Rain 2 are absolutely phenomenal in their own right, but the merger between those two games to create this game, absolutely genius, and it is the most addicting thing I've ever played in my entire life. I'm a guy that works 60 hours a week. I work 12-hour days, multiple days of the week, and usually 6 days a week. I just don't have a lot of time for gaming, and in the first week when I bought this game, I had over 10 hours logged in a week, which is absolutely unheard of. This game's got me hooked, line and sinker. It's got me absolutely devouring it, and I couldn't be happier. It's so much fun. Now, we should probably talk about the obvious here, and that is the visuals. Really went for a nice artistic style with this game. It reminds me a lot of like PS2, PS1 style graphics in a really, really phenomenal way. It almost gives me a feeling of nostalgia to play this game and look at it, because it just like kind of takes me back to those days where life was a lot easier, and it feels good, you know? I enjoy being in the game world. And I thought it looked a little weird before I actually played it, but once I got in there, fucking sucked me right in, and I fell in love with the art style. So it hits on nostalgia, even though it's a brand new game, which is absolutely crazy. But again, harkens back to that this game is damn near perfect in every aspect, and I absolutely love the visuals. Now, to add on to the visuals, the sound effects and the sound design are absolutely phenomenal here. They have all those satisfying bings and boops that you need to make sure your brain feels happy while you're playing the game. All that stuff is done absolutely phenomenally, and it's very important in a game like this to feel good while leveling up and while collecting the experience gems around the map. And this game does it. And again, it was made by one guy. So to come across all these assets, I don't even want to know what goes into that, but unbelievable. Perfect. Doesn't need to do anything that it doesn't already do. Sound effects, top notch. Visuals, top notch. Beautiful piece of work here. Now that's kind of the basic stuff out of the way. I want to get into what I believe makes this game as addictive as it is. It's got me hooked in a way that no game really has since Vampire Survivors, and I've been pondering this thought for a while of what exactly is it about Megabonk that's got me so invested? And I came up with a few things. I think the first thing is the difficulty. Now, I know that there's a lot of people in the community talking about balance because the game feels a little unbalanced. I actually really appreciate it. This is a fucking hard game. I've played 20 hours or so, maybe a little bit more than that at this point, and I have still not beaten the final boss of the first stage, the forest, and I haven't cleared stage 3 in the desert either. So I have not killed the final boss, even though I've got so much time invested. And I think that that's absolutely phenomenal. I have no issue with it. I actually enjoy the difficulty of it. It makes me really think about what I want to do in a run before I go into it, if I want to go for the boss kill. So all that stuff is good. And I know that the developer is working on balance changes and things like that. I just hope he doesn't go too far. One of the main complaints that I have in Bullet Heavens is the difficulty. Once you get your account built up to such a degree, the game almost becomes trivialized. Vampire Survivors is that was the key problem with that game for me. Once your account got leveled up to a certain point, you could pretty much smash through any run, regardless of character, regardless of build. Honestly, you could just kind of go through with the level ups that you were doing on the account side that were not related to the run itself. And I like that aspect of this game. I like that it's harder. I like that it challenges me. And I think that definitely adds to the addictive quality of this game. Now, to tie into that, I believe the second thing that I've come up with that adds to this game's addictive quality is the character unlocks and progression systems that are built into this game. It is very clear on how you need to unlock characters throughout the game, and it gives you what steps you need to complete in order to unlock those characters. So, for example, I need to unlock Vlad still. He's one of the characters that I have not quite unlocked yet. The first unlock requirement was to clear the desert on tier 2 with Tony McZoom. So I did that, but I still need to unlock Vlad's weapon, which is blood magic. And to unlock blood magic, I need to do a run with the Bloody Tome or the Lifesteal Tome and get that tome to level 12. Now, it is typically not in my playstyle to use the Bloody Tome, but because I need to do that for an unlock requirement, it does force me to kind of go outside of my comfort zone, try something new, and I think that's where this game shines the most, is in its build diversity, its build creativity, and then of course, by adding in challenges like this to unlock characters, it forces you to make those gameplay tweaks and forces you to really think about how you want to build a character going into that run to achieve that unlock, and it's done flawlessly here. Absolutely incredible. I'm almost never frustrated with it. It's just fun from start to finish. I think it's tremendous, and I think that is definitely a big reason why this game has had me completely strangled at this point. So really, really incredible work. Other than that, I want to keep this video short and sweet because I want to get back in and start playing again. So I just wanted to make this video. If you haven't checked it out, please consider checking it out. It is absolutely worth every penny that it sells for, without a doubt. Phenomenal game. Thank you so much, Vedinad, for creating this masterpiece. It's a game I see myself playing for an incredibly long time, even though I've already sunk in way too much time as it is. I see a lot more hours in my future with Megabonk, but other than that, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Take care of yourself. Make sure you tell someone in your life how much they mean to you today. That could really change their life, and we will see you guys on the next video. Take it easy.